Welcome back to the Armor's Fix. My name is Kyle. Today we have a comparison you all keep asking for. The all-new SIG 365 XL just released versus the Glock 48. Stay tuned, it's coming up after this. Alright guys, starting off, I'm going to mention flush fit. We have a mag that holds 12 rounds. You also see that this guy is a hair shorter than the Glock. Not a lot, but definitely shorter, whereas that Glock only holds 10 rounds. Now, my friends at Shield Arms tell me their mag is getting closer and closer to release, and if you're not familiar, Shield Arms has done something I talked about a long time ago with you guys. They are making an aluminum-bodied, flush-fit Glock 43X and 48 mag that holds 15 rounds. So it's going to sit flush, just like this guy, and they're going to shove 5 more rounds into it. I'm really excited about the release of this mag because that is going to change the game for the Glock, and I think help it catch up a lot to the new 365 XL. As far as size comparisons go, there's your length difference. Overall, fairly close, but that SIG XL is still quite a bit smaller. One thing you notice from the SIG is it's already optics cut. It's ready for the new Romeo Zero whenever we see that actually come out. That's going to have a rear iron sight that's already fixed into the optics, so you won't actually lose your irons. Those of you who like flat triggers, your XL is already going to have one, whereas Glock's going to have their factory trigger. You got forward cocking serrations and rear on both of these firearms. One of the issues everyone's talked about with the original 365 that the XL is not having, primer drag. The overall mass of this firearm is larger than the 365, so we're seeing that primer drag go away as there's a little slower cyclic rate with the larger gun. So that issue, I assume, is null and void at this time. The biggest difference I saw on these two is in the recoil system. When the 43X and 48 came out, several of you were disappointed because the 48 did not extend the recoil system. It's the exact same as the 43X with this silly little hollowed out front end where we had all this available room to extend out the recoil system. So when you're shooting the 43X versus the 48, a lot of people say the 43X feels better because this guy's a little bit floppy after recoil because it didn't help us out there and we got the extra weight and stuff out front. The SIG XL did not cheat us. The recoil system extends all the way to the front of the firearm, keeping recoil very similar to the original 365. There's not really a change there. I'm not seeing a lot of extra floppiness out front, so that is a huge note right there. Where Glock really left us behind on that, that was really unfortunate. They know better. They should have taken care of that. I'm really happy to see that SIG actually did what we wanted. And you know, part of that with Glock coming out early, I'm sure they learned their lesson seeing what Glock did, and they're like, wait a second, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Now, shooting them on the line, one of the things I noticed is the Glock felt like it had no grip compared to the SIG. So, whereas this guy, this really aggressive stippling texture that's on here from the factory, that was a really solid amount of texture for me to maintain my grip, and the Glock just felt like it was slipping like crazy in a side-by-side comparison. Is there enough grip on this gun? Arguably yes, maybe no. Again, I would like to see more. There's a lot of guys on the aftermarket support side who are going through and doing grip texture on these. If you guys are looking for a place to find someone who does grip work, check out Weapon Stippling on Facebook. It's a group with thousands and thousands of people in it, and there's a lot of good guys in there that do incredible work on the Glock frame. So go around in there and pick and choose who you want to work over your frame. Of course, you can do it yourself, though I don't ever recommend that. Another thing you're going to see with the XL is a nice, lovely green night sight up front and little tiny ones in the rear. That way you can differentiate which side is the front versus the rears quickly while under stress. So I'm a fan of that. Love that they put night sights. And here we are with Glock. Glock leaving their sight place holders in place on their slide. It doesn't actually come with real sights. For those of you wondering why I call them sight place holders, one, they're plastic, so they misshape easily. 1 out of every 15 Glock 19s I see come through the door, I can push the sights out by hand. So these aren't going anywhere. These are good. These sights deform easily. They're kind of terrible. The one reason I like that Glock does that, it keeps the cost down and allows you, the end user, to pick and choose whatever sights you want to put on the gun, and you have some temporary ones in the meantime. All right, guys, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below. I try to answer everything that's down there. Anything else we didn't cover in this video between these two, definitely comment below. If you got ideas for different videos on these or other comparisons, just let me know. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget the bell icon so you get notifications on all future posts from us here at the Armor's Fix. Thanks again. I'll see you next time.